Have you ever wondered why you keep coming back to certain games, even when you should stop? Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating techniques games use to keep you hooked for hours on end. Video games have mastered the art of keeping players engaged. Whether it's through cleverly designed rewards or rich, immersive storytelling, these games are built to keep you playing. But how exactly do they do it? In this video, we're breaking down 5 key techniques that game developers use to retain players, from reward systems to social engagement. Ready to discover the secrets behind your favorite games? Let's jump in. First up, let's talk about rewards. One of the most effective ways games keep players coming back is through carefully designed reward systems. These can be broken down into 2 main categories: intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. Intrinsic rewards are all about personal satisfaction. Games like Celeste and Dark Souls make you feel accomplished when you conquer tough challenges. There's no physical prize, just the sense of mastery and overcoming something difficult. This taps into self-determination theory, which says we're motivated by feelings of competence, autonomy, and relatedness. On the other hand, extrinsic rewards are more tangible. These include XP, loot, and in-game currency. Every time you earn something, whether it's a new weapon in Call of Duty or a rare skin in Fortnite, your brain releases dopamine, reinforcing that behavior. This dopamine loop is one of the reasons games are so addictive. Games also use variable reward schedules like random loot drops to keep you engaged. Much like a slot machine, you never know what you're going to get. This unpredictability keeps players hooked, hoping for that big reward. Next, let's talk about progress. One of the key elements that keeps players engaged is a clear sense of progression. Whether you're leveling up, unlocking new abilities, or completing achievements, every small milestone feels like a victory. Games like World of Warcraft and Diablo are built around this sense of growth. As you level up, you unlock new powers and access tougher challenges, which makes you feel like you're constantly improving. Achievements also play a huge role in this. Whether it's on Steam, PlayStation, or Xbox, completing difficult tasks gives players bragging rights. These serve as both extrinsic rewards and markers of skill, encouraging players to stick around and master the game. Unlockable content, like new skins or characters, also keeps players engaged. Take Super Smash Bros., where unlocking new fighters motivates you to keep playing until you've unlocked every character. This taps into goal-setting theory, where having clear, attainable goals makes players more likely to stay engaged. Humans are social creatures, and video games have found countless ways to keep us playing by tapping into our need for social interaction. Multiplayer games like League of Legends, Fortnite, and Call of Duty encourage competition and teamwork, giving players a social reason to keep coming back. According to social comparison theory, players often measure their success by comparing themselves to others, pushing them to improve and climb the ranks. Whether it's outperforming a rival or working with a team to achieve victory, social interaction keeps players invested. But it's not just about competition. Games that build communities, like Minecraft or Animal Crossing, allow players to express themselves and share their creations. These social ties strengthen emotional connections to the game and encourage long-term engagement. FOMO, fear of missing out, is another powerful tool. Limited-time events, seasonal content, and exclusive items create a sense of urgency, making players feel like they need to log in before they miss out on something special. Fortnite is a perfect example of this, with its ever-changing seasons and time-limited events. Compelling stories are one of the most effective ways to keep players hooked for hours. Games like The Witcher 3, The Last of Us, and Red Dead Redemption 2 feature complex characters, evolving plot lines, and rich worlds that players want to explore. Emotional immersion plays a huge role here. Players become invested in the story because they want to resolve conflicts, uncover secrets, and complete personal character arcs. This is especially effective in narrative-driven games, where the player's choices affect the outcome. Games like Mass Effect and Detroit Become Human go even further by giving players agency in how the story unfolds. When players feel like their choices directly impact the narrative, they become more emotionally attached to the game. This interactive storytelling keeps players engaged because they feel like co-authors of the story, making their experience unique and personal. Finally, let's talk about one of the most effective long-term retention strategies: regular updates and new content releases. Games that constantly evolve keep players coming back to see what's new. Take games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, or Destiny 2. These games release seasonal updates with new characters, game modes, and limited-time events. This constant flow of new content prevents the game from becoming stale, reigniting interest in players who may have drifted away. Expansions and downloadable content, DLC, also play a huge role in this. Games like World of Warcraft and The Sims introduce massive updates with entirely new worlds or mechanics. These expansions give players a reason to return, extending the life of the game well beyond its initial release. By keeping things fresh with new content, game developers ensure that players don't feel like they've finished the game, maintaining long-term engagement. So, what makes games so addictive? From reward systems that trigger dopamine release to immersive stories and regular updates, developers use a variety of psychological techniques to keep players hooked. Whether it's through social interaction or the thrill of unlocking a new level, these strategies are all designed to maximize engagement. Next time you're playing your favorite game, take a moment to think about the systems at play. You might be surprised how much they're influencing you. What's your favorite retention technique in video games? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about game design, check out our next video on how game mechanics are designed to be addictive. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world of gaming.